Good morning, children.
Good morning, Mr. Reed.
So you may be seated. And for those of you in the desks, go ahead and put your seat work on the corner of your desk, please. We're not going to work on our seat work right now because we're all going to participate in a lesson together. Okay, so you can put your pencils down and look and see what I'm doing on the board, all right? And those of you at the table, then you can watch what I'm doing on the board as well. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Very good. And so we're going to have a lesson today with some friends of ours called the play names. Do you remember the play names?
Yes.
Yes? And the play names are so much fun because it helps us to learn the different letters, don't they? And then we have a special play name for every letter, and that gives us a good way to start to learn the letters and to remember them so that we can learn how to, what would we want to do with these letters? What would we learn how to do?
ABC.
And what would we do with the ABCs?
C. Learn
Jameson,
letters.
learn letters, and then we could read, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Because when you read, then it means that you can entertain yourself by telling stories. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so let's look. I'm going to put 3 dots on the top of the board, and then we're going to say our play names. And would you like to say them with me?
Yes.
Since you remember them, I'm sure. All right. So when I put a dot on my paper or on the board, I'll put a dot on the upper left, and a dot on the upper right, and then a dot right in the middle, and that helps me to make the dots evenly spaced. Okay? So let's see, Devin, can you remember the first play name? Who's our first friend?
A.
The A is a changing letter, so we don't have a play name for A, but what's the next one?
B.
B, okay? And for the B, we'll say, here's the stinger of the bee
And here's the bee's body.
and the body of the bee. That's right. And if we're going to rub the bee, how should we rub it? From the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top?
To the top.
From the top to the bottom. So we always go down, don't we?
Yes.
What do you think might happen if you rubbed it the wrong way?
You won't get
It might sting you. So we don't want to rub it that way, do we? All right, so always when we're printing in cardon, how will we go? From the, say it with me, top to the bottom. We always go down, don't we? All right, so the stinger of the bee and the body of the bee. When I close my eyes, I can't see. And who is this?
D.
Do you remember his play name?
When you pet the dog, his ear stands up.
Very good. When we pet the dog, his ear stands up. So we have to pet him before he gets his ear to stand up, don't we? All right? When we pet the dog, his ear stands up. And here is the fish hook. Say that with me. The fish hook.
And we catch the fish.
That's right. And the
Red means stop and green means
the green light that says
go.
go. Does it mean go fast or just go? What do you think, Alexa?
Go.
Just go?
The green light.
You don't know? Should we go carefully?
How to spell go.
Yeah. You know how to spell go. Very good. Would you like to spell it for me, Devin?
G-O.
Very good. And here's the candle on the birthday cake. When I blow it out, I say, let's try that together. Ready? The candle on the birthday cake. When I blow it out, I say, can you feel the ha on your hand? That's important, okay? So let's all say it together because I didn't hear everybody saying that one. Ready? The candle on the birthday cake. When I blow it out, I say, very good. Did you feel that, Landry, on your hand? Very good. Who is this?
Johnny jumps up. You see his foot and he jumps up to get it off.
Very good. Johnny jumps up. Okay. And here is the king. His arms are up and his legs are down. All right. Would you like to say that with me? Here's the king. His arms are up and his legs are down. And here is the light hanging from the ceiling. The light hanging. Have you ever seen a light hanging from a ceiling? I don't think we have any lights hanging from the ceiling in here, but sometimes we'll see lights hanging from the ceiling, don't we?
From my fan, I think.
Do you see? Yes, that's true.
4, I think, in my house.
Very good.
My house has a light bulb.
So maybe what we can do is we can all make a point to go find a light hanging from the ceiling.
Or
That would
like
be a
a
good
fan.
thing. Or perhaps a fan. Yes.
Can I go and use the bathroom?
So that would be fine, yes. And thank you for pushing in your chair. Would you go through this door, please? Thank you. Here's our next friend. Are you ready for him? It's the
It says
good, isn't it? So what do you think Landry is good? Let's see what Landry has to say.
I like pie.
You like pie? So if you had a pie, would you say good?
I like
Yes.
vanilla.
Well, remember, raise your hands if you want to talk. Raise your hands if you like Jameson.
I like icy because I like it so much.
Does it make you say Very good. And who is this?
Here's the old crank, and he says no.
He's the unpleasant person who always says
No.
no. Now let me ask you a question. Is it okay to say no sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. So does it make you unpleasant if you say no sometimes? No. What do you think, Sarah? Is that okay?
No.
To say it sometimes? Yeah. Yes. But what if you say no all the time? Jake, is that nice?
No.
It's not nice to say no all the time, is it? Here's my favorite,
Here is Peepa.
and that's the pie. The pie. My favorite kind of pie is cherry pie. What kind of pie do you like, Alexa? You like blueberry pie? Very good. What kind of pie do you like?
Apple pie.
Apple pie. I like apple pie too. And Sarah, what kind of pie do you like?
I like cherry pie and pumpkin pie.
And pumpkin
like
pie.
pumpkin pie
And did you know that pumpkin pie is actually, we call it a tart because it doesn't have a top crust? Isn't that interesting? But we'll still have pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, won't we? Do you remember who comes next?
No. No.
Ready?
Q. I knew it.
And that's the queen.
Queen with her long train.
And what is this? Is it, what's your name?
Derek.
And what, do you remember what this part is? What did we call it?
Train.
Her long train. Landry, what is a long train?
It's
Let's see if Landry can answer it first. Yes.
I don't know.
You don't know? Would you like to tell us? Yes.
It's a dress.
But not just any dress. It's a dress that has,
A train that goes like.
where does the train go?
It goes on some tracks.
Oh, the train goes on some tracks, but the train of a dress, yes.
It goes on the floor.
On the floor, it goes behind you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And here is the roar of the lion.
I love that.
The roar of the lion. I like that one too. Let me ask you this. Would a lion, if you met him, say, rah? Do you think that would be the roar of the lion? Rah. Or do you think he would say, rrr? Rrr, the roar of the lion. And here I love to dance and sing. And here's the, do you remember this one? The tea bag.
Here's the tea bag.
And then the
Yes, first.
vase.
And
And the water in the vase. And then here's one of my friends. His name is the X
in the box.
in the box. The X in the box. And now, do you remember the unpleasant person who always said no? Do you remember who comes next? It's the yes person, the pleasant person who always says yes. And then we have the zoo. Now I would like you to look at this. We call this our consonant chart or our play name chart. And we can count the letters in each row. Would you like to count them with me?
Yes.
All right. And so let's count the first row. And this is one, but we're just going to count. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
4.
We can also say, if it is 1, it is the first letter. And this is the second, and this is the
Third.
third. Isn't that interesting? All right. Now let's look and see. I want you to look and see if you can find, and just find it with your eyes, the green light that says go. Can you see the green? Remember, we're just going to find it with our eyes. Raise your hand if you can find the green light that says go. The green light that says go. Very good. Now what I would like you to tell me is who is just below the green light. Remember, you have to raise your hand if you want to answer. Can you tell me who's just below the green light?
King.
The king. That's right. All right. Very good. Now I would like you to find the unpleasant person who always says no. Remember, let's raise our hand if we can find him. The unpleasant person who says no. And Sarah, can you tell me who's just before the unpleasant person?
No.
And that's the unpleasant person is no. But which play name is just before? Can you look right before?
M.
And do you remember his play name? It's good. Very good. All right. Now let's see if we can count all of our play names. Are you ready?
Ready.
Can we do this together?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. When we were counting, can you see how many play names are in each row? Let's see if we can find it. 1, 2, 3. Does every row have 3 play names?
Yes.
Do they all have the same number of play names? So each row has 3 play names. So when we counted all the way up to 21, we were counting by 3s. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's fun to count by 3s, isn't it? In 2nd grade, guess what they'll call that?
What?
They'll call that the times tables. So we're already doing something that we'll learn more of in 2nd grade, all right? Now, raise your hand if you can find the 3rd row. The 3rd row. And can you tell me the play name that is the first letter of the 3rd row? It's- That's right. It's Johnny Jumps Up, isn't it? Very good. Let's see if we can find the last row. Devin, can you find the last row?
Bottom.
And can you find the 2nd letter in the last row?
Y.
And what's Y's play name? Do you remember?
Yes.
Y is the pleasant person who always says
Yes.
yes. Very good. And so did we have fun with our play names today?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Very good. And so that's the end of our lesson. And what I would like to do is those of you who are sitting at the table here can come stand, push in your chairs and come stand behind Jake and come thank me for the lesson. Okay, and so if you'll come all the way around behind Landry and say thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed.
Thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed.
You're welcome, Jake. Did you enjoy the lesson?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed.
You're welcome. Did you enjoy your lesson today?
Yes.
And what's your favorite kind of pie?
Apple.
Apple pie. I like apple pie too.
Did you? Are you in there?
Can you say thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed? Let's shake hands. Can you say thank you for the lesson? Do you like apple pie too? Alexa? I like apple pie, but guess what? Do you remember what kind of pie I like better than apple pie? Cherry pie. All right, very good.
I like cherry better than my apple pie too.
Do you? All right, and can you say thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed? You're welcome, Devin. And let me ask you a question. If you say no all the time, does it make you a pleasant person? No, that wouldn't be very kind, would it? Very good.
Thank you for the lesson, Mr. Reed.
You're welcome, Sarah. Did you enjoy the lesson?
Yes.
Do you remember where the king's arms are?
No, the princess.
And how about his feet?
If they're down.
They're down. Very good. All right. Good. So children in your seats, you may stand and push your chairs in. And then you may take your seat work with you and go ahead and line up at this door over here.